What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So today I'm bringing you guys another video. We are going to be working on my N54 single turbo kit, but the reason I want to record this one, I know you guys are probably getting tired of seeing this kit, but anyways, the reason I want to record this one is because this kit is actually getting a hood dump. So super excited for this. It's also going to be the first hood dump that I show you guys on YouTube. So we're going to be building it. So as we all know, the N54 engine, as it sits inside the engine bay, it's actually at a slant. It's not a perfectly straight up engine like the RBs or the 2Js. The N54 is the way that they're designed, is that they're actually at an angle. Not sure if it's like a 30-degree angle or something like that. But anyways, we have to get a measurement from the top of this flange to be able to clear the hood, so that way the hood dump is not under the exhaust. The hood dump is not under the hood. You actually want the hood dump to stick out of the hood just a little bit, maybe a quarter of an inch. We're gonna try to get as close as possible because I do not have the car here. This is just kits that I build and I ship them out. But the good thing is that I have the same exact kit on my car, so it's easy for me to just go out, take a couple of measurements with a tape measure on my turbo kit, which I'll show you guys in a couple minutes. But like I was saying, it's very important for you to get the hood dump to stick outside of the hood just a little bit. The reason is because if you're running 85 or anything, hood dumps do like to throw out flames. So you'd rather have the flames come out the hood than the exhaust sticking underneath the hood, and the flames hit the hood and then it's all over your engine bay, your wiring harness, and all that stuff. So you do not want that. You want the hood exit to actually stick out. Quarter of an inch is a pretty good, it's not exaggerated where you have a 2-inch fucking exhaust sticking out the hood. Looks dumb. So yeah, so now we're gonna head out to my car. I'll show you guys my engine and my turbo kit and how I'm gonna get the measurements for that. Alrighty guys, so here's my car. If you guys remember, my E90 335 XI. So this is my turbo kit. Let me get my straight edge out of there. This is my turbo kit actually installed in a car. This is the first one that I've ever built. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I think I'm covering up the mic. This is the first turbo kit that I've ever built, and it's in my car, my personal car. So car's full bolt-ons. I have a Borg Warner S362 inside here with a Turbo Smart wastegate down there. I'm not sure if you can see that little bit of red, but yeah, turbo kit's amazing. Spools pretty fast for a journal bearing and for a Borg Warner, laggy little turbo, but she works, baby. She made 600 horsepower to the wheels on Joshua's 6HP28X swap. So the reason that we're here is because we need to find a measurement of how high to bring that hood dump. So the way that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a straight edge across from the body to the engine, and I'm gonna measure on top of the exhaust manifold where the V-band starts. And also on the hood, you have this little slant on there, so the hood actually sticks up higher than what the body line says. So from my measurements, what I read was about 2 inches. It's kind of hard to see because of the camera, but about 2 inches will give me a nice 1/4 inch step out. So the exhaust will be sticking out 2/4 of an inch. So from this body line, whatever I measure there from the Borg Warner up, plus the 2 inches for the hood, should give me the exact size I need for my hood dump. So let me go ahead and measure that, and I'll get back to you guys. All right, so that's it for the turbo kit. So what I did was I measured 2 inches from the hood. That would give me about a 1/4 inch stick out. And then from the Borg Warner, I have 2.5 inches. So I'm gonna add the 2 inch plus 2.5. It's gonna give me 4.5 inches. So I need a spacer 4.5 inches from the flange up, plus the teardrop. So let's close this hood. Let's get to work. Alrighty guys, so we have our measurement from the top of the flange. It's supposed to stick out 4.5 inches exactly to the top. So we have partially started on this. So it's our V-band with a 90-degree elbow in there, plus our teardrop. So now what I have to do is I have to measure and make sure everything is good. If not, I do have to start shaving some down. But one thing that I want to show you guys is this kit specifically is going to be using a maxspeedingrods GT35 turbo. Shout out to maxspeedingrods for hooking me up. If you guys want 10% off, use promo code FrenchieFab and you guys get 10% off of any order that you guys place on maxspeedingrods website. But we are going to be using a GT35 turbo. This is their new version. This is the gold wheel. So actually, let me show you guys this. First, let me get you guys a nice little video of the kit. So a few of you guys might know that I did change out the style for the turbo kit. I used to have a T inside there, and I took a lot of advice from you guys. You guys said to convert over to this style. So I did what you guys wanted. I converted over. It's not, you know, not terribly hard to do. But this is the kit. I hope you guys have been keeping up with MHD, but MHD finally released their new update where we no longer need the O2 sensors on there. Now we can only use, now we are able to use, one O2 sensor on the downpipe. So that helps out a lot because you guys are, a couple of you guys were afraid of me burning O2 sensors with this kit, but my car personally has had the first turbo kit that I've ever built, and it is a shitty build compared to what I'm able to do now because at the time I was learning. But I'm going around 10,000 miles now, and I still have not burned out an O2 sensor. And I promise you that. I'm not here to, you know, cover up things up or anything. I still have not burned out my O2 sensors. It's still running strong. But MHD finally released where we no longer need the two O2 sensors on the manifold, so that keeps the heat away. Now we only need one on the downpipe, so that's a big advantage for us. So back to the kit. This is the turbo. Like I said, huge shout out to maxspeedingrods. The only difference on this turbo is it's the gold wheel. So this is their new updated version. It's resistant to higher heat. It spools a little faster. It has a forged billet compressor wheel. So it's very nice. And I like that they come with a little boost port. But I also modified this turbo kit a little bit. Turbo, I should say, sorry. So this turbo used to be a 4-bolt flange. The customer requested a V-band conversion. So this is a conversion that I did. All I did was I chopped off the 4-inch bolt that was on there and I welded a nice little V-band on there. It's a lot easier to put a clamp than 4 bolts. So now, before you guys start going crazy on the comments, a lot of people were telling me to use a spacer or an adapter or whatever you call it, where the adapter you can put the 4 bolts and it also has the V-band on the other side. Now, I'm going to show you guys. I do have that adapter because when I was first building a turbo kit a while ago, sorry I'm so close to the camera, let me get the flash. All right, so when I first did a turbo build, it was on my Neon S54. I fully built that motor. The turbo that I used on there was a EM USA turbo or something like that. It was a long time ago. Anyways, it also had a 4-bolt on there, and my downpipe was V-band. So I ordered this thing off of eBay. This was a long time ago. So first things first, it's all rusted out. So they come in steel. This was advertised as stainless. It's not stainless. I'll put a magnet to this and everything. You can see it's all rusted out. So this was advertised as stainless. I bought it at the time. One, it does not fit my V-bands. Wrong one. It didn't fit my V-band. So kind of hard to see on there, but the actual V-band has a nice slant onto it. So what that's for is when you have the actual clamp, the clamp has a groove inside of it. It's kind of hard to see. But the point of that groove is it's tapered as this, and then it has a flat spot. So the more it clamps down, it actually has more meat to clamp those 2 flanges together. Where on the adapter, it's mostly flat. So there's really nothing there for the V-band to grab. So if you put a V-band on there, this is still going to be able to move, and exhaust is going to escape and all that stuff. So 1, the adapters suck. 2, the adapters are super long. This is about a 1-inch, about a 1 1.25 inch spacer. So now from the back of your turbo on the maxspeedingrods already come ridiculously long. 2, you're gonna add another 1.25 inch onto there. So now you're gonna have a long ass neck on the back of your turbo. 3, the point of a V-band is so you don't have to use any gaskets or anything, right? If it's perfectly mated. If you use an adapter, you still have to put your 4-bolt flange or your 4-bolt gasket on there. You still have to put the 4 bolts on there. And then 2, what are we on? 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever number we're on. When you finally put the bolts on there, right? The head of a bolt sticks out maybe another 1/4 inch or something. I don't have one at the moment to show you guys. But anyways, once you put your bolt on there, the bolt's going to probably sit around here, right around in the middle once it's fully seated down, right? So now, how are you supposed to grab your nice beefy V-band, put it on there while you have your bolts on there too? It's going to be a pain in the ass, bro. Stay away from the adapters, and if you can, do it right the first time. Chop it off, put a V-band on there. No longer have to worry about gaskets. No longer have to worry about this leaking. The 4 bolts on there, then you got to trim your V-band or cut the heads down. Now, if you have to replace this, you know, it's just a pain in the ass. So what he opted out for was to just swap it out for a V-band. So I absolutely love it. I have another maxspeedingrods turbo here. Guys, go. So this is a old version from the GT35 from maxspeedingrods. Still a lovely turbo. They still do their thing. You know, they make some good power. But look at how far that exhaust flange sticks out, right? On a name brand turbo or anything, they're usually pretty flush with the housing. Like on my Borg Warner, there's like no space at all. There's just the flange in there. You put your V-band and it's a wrap. Now, on the cheaper turbos, they had this spaced out. So now, I'm going to add my adapter, right? Look how ridiculous that looks. You know what I mean? Then you have your V-band, and then you have your exhaust piping and all that stuff. Yeah, let me see if I can actually put all that together for you. But it looks sloppy to me. Here, we'll just do this. Look at that. That just looks so dumb. You know what I mean? So a lot of you guys that were bashing me to use the spacer, look how sloppy this looks. You know what I mean? Now wait till the end of the video where you'll see how nice and clean the V-band conversion looks. No more gaskets, no more exhaust leaks, no nothing. It's going to look nice and clean. So I'll show you guys the difference at the end of the video. And if you guys want, I can even post some pictures of comparison. How long this is next to that turbo with the V-band. I promise you. So if you can, if you have a fabricator or somebody local next to you, or if you guys want, send me a DM and I'll do the job for you. I'll do the conversion, no problem. I actually enjoyed it. And I actually made a TikTok video on the process. So actually, I'll post that here for you guys. Go. So this is a old version from the GT35 from maxspeedingrods. Still a lovely turbo. They still do their thing. You know, they make some good power. But look at how far that exhaust flange sticks out, right? On a name brand turbo or anything, they're usually pretty flush with the housing. Like on my Borg Warner, there's like no space at all. It's just the flange in there. You put your V-band and it's a wrap. Now on the cheaper turbos, they had this spaced out. So now I'm gonna add my adapter, right? Look how ridiculous that looks. You know what I mean? Then you have your V-band, and then you have your exhaust piping and all that stuff. Yeah, let me see if I can actually put all that together for you. But it looks sloppy to me. Here, we'll just do this. Look at that. That just looks so dumb. You know what I mean? So a lot of you guys that were bashing me to use the spacer, look how sloppy this looks. You know what I mean? Now wait till the end of the video where you'll see how nice and clean the V-band conversion looks. No more gaskets, no more exhaust leaks, no nothing. It's gonna look nice and clean. So I'll show you guys the difference at the end of the video. And if you guys want, I can even post some pictures of comparison. How long this is next to that turbo with the V-band. I promise you. So if you can, if you have a fabricator or somebody local next to you, or if you guys want, send me a DM and I'll do the job for you. I'll do the conversion, no problem. I actually enjoyed it, and I actually made a TikTok video on the process. So actually, I'll post that here for you guys. But anyways, that is why we did the conversion. It's a lot cleaner. It's a lot easier to work on. No more gaskets. No more annoying 4 bolts where you're struggling to try to tighten them up. So we opted out for a V-band conversion. So I got sidetracked. I forgot where we were at. But anyways, this is starting of the hood dumps. So this is a 3-inch V-band on there. We have the nice clamps. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna set this up on a nice straight fixture or something, and then I'm gonna put my teardrop on top, and I'm gonna measure my 4.5 inches to make sure I have the perfect clearance for the hood. So let's go ahead and get that.
Take it away, feeling too good to me. Chilling all day, all in your space is where I wanna be. Here in this room, what did you do? I just can't get enough. Too caught up in your love. I've been trying to forget, but you won't let me. Something in my brain wants you. I've been hanging by myself, asking for help, but nothing seems to work on you. Yeah.
Alrighty guys, so I did my measurement. I have to add another 2 inches on here. So we're gonna go ahead and go to the bandsaw, cut 2 inches off, tack weld it, test fit, see if everything clears, and then we'll probably weld it up, cut a hole for the O2 bump. So let's go ahead and cut that.
Thinking about you.
Alright guys, so we have our piece cut. I actually ended up redoing the V-band because I had it at a weird angle. So instead of having to do a 2-inch cut, we actually had to just do 1 1/4 inches. So we have our 90 onto the V-band. We have our teardrop all ready to go. And then we have our 1 1/4 inch spacer. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna tack our 1 1/4 inch spacer onto our piping. And then we're going to put our teardrop. Our teardrop's facing the wrong way. And then that's roughly how it's going to look. And then on our tape measure, we have our 4.5 inches. Oh, sorry. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but we have our 4.5 inches. I hate just filming on my own thing, but you know, I try to make it as best for you guys. So this is all ready to go. Super excited. What I'm going to actually do is I'm going to polish up my teardrop. I'm going to make sure it's nice and shiny because this is the first thing that you see. So we're going to clean it up a little bit, polish it up. First, we're going to tack these bad boys on. So let's do that. So we have our teardrop all tacked up, our hood exits. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start welding it up. So now since we have a V-band on there, what we're going to do is we're going to take the male side, and then we're going to hook up the V-band on there. So while we weld it, it doesn't warp on us, or keep the warping to a minimum, I should say, because it's always going to warp. So as soon as I find the nut, which I put it here somewhere. found a nut. So now we're just gonna clamp it up. Now we're gonna get our batteries. Make sure it's on there nice and tight. And then that's gonna act as also a heat sink, so it's gonna help pull the heat away, and it's also gonna keep the flanger as straight as possible. So now we have that on, everything's all tacked up. Now we're going to start welding her up. So for this stuff, I won't back purge because, you know, it's just a hood dump. So if I have any sugar or anything, I'll just go inside there with the little die grinder and clean it up. You know, it's not much, it's only a weld here on the flange and a weld there. So it's more like a turbo manifold where exhaust flow and everything does really matter. Then that gets back purged, but for like exhaust and stuff like that, no. So we're going to clean it up. We're gonna get a rag, get some acetone. I gotta fill this back up. I got my big jug, so we're gonna go ahead and get that cleaned up real quick. So we have our acetone. Let's go ahead and soak our rag, microfiber. And we'll go ahead and get the parts all cleaned up where we're gonna be welding. So we have a nice, clean, uncontaminated weld. So right now I'm just gonna worry about the base on the V-band, and then I'll get the rest of the manifold, or the hood dump, sorry. Hood dump all cleaned up. So we got in that. Now I'll grab a little wire brush, and just to clean off any of the microfiber that was left up on there. All right. Now we're officially ready to weld. So I'm gonna put some music on. Hope you guys enjoy it. Alright, you guys, so hopefully you guys can hear me. Actually, now you can hear me because the welder fan shut off. Anyways, so we got the V-band welded up. Came out beautiful. Hopefully you guys can see that in the video, the quality of it. So now we're going to finish up the rest of the welding, and I'm going to try to hurry this up because my phone is dying. so I have the hood exit outside cooling down. It's all finished up. So I'm actually working on the water pipe right now. This is also another process that I've never shown before. So I have it all cut up. I have a piece of steel holding it up on top so I can tack it. Now I won't really be showing the process on this because I'm not a professional at welding aluminum. I'm still learning. So I'm just gonna get this done, try to get this video out quick. Once the teardrop is finished cooling down, I'll bring that back and I'll show it to you guys and everything, and I'll test it on the motor so you guys can actually see what it's done and what it looks like. So let me finish up this water pipe and I'll get back to you guys. All right, you guys, so I got the hood exit from cooling down. So the hood exit's all nice and cool. So now let's take the V-band out and our male side off. So this is what we ended up with. Nice rainbows and everything in there. Try not to touch that because that fucker is hot. So barely any sugaring inside. It's all pretty smooth. So now the next step is bolt it onto the motor and see what she looks like. So let's get that on. Hey you guys, so that's the turbo kit. And that is the new hood dome. So front view. And if you're looking up on top of the engine, the teardrop faces straight back. So nice turbo kit. Just waiting on the water pipe. Once the water pipe is done, this kit is ready to go out. Guys, that's going to be the end of this video. I just wanted to show you guys real quick how I make the teardrop hood exits. If you guys want to see anything else, like I said, just comment. Please give me a like, subscribe, share this with your friends. Is there any specific things you guys want to see? Just let me know and I'll try to get it done. But I appreciate you guys sticking around. We'll see you guys on the next one.